They don't teach this in college. Tonight, hear how first-time teachers will manage the added pressure of COVID concerns.
Plus, from a new music venue to more apartments, a look at some new plans in the works for downtown Great Falls.
And later, it's a piece of work, one of a kind, west of the Mississippi. Tonight, a look at revitalization efforts on this old stone barn.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Also tonight, a look at how the Salvation Army is doing, how their supply is meeting the community's needs. Thanks for making KRTV part of your night. I'm Tim McGonigal.
And I'm Hallie Schwinnard. First tonight, we've received several tips about the assisted living facility dealing with a half dozen cases of COVID. We have reached out, but they tell us they are unable to confirm due to HIPAA regulations. Let's take a check at Montana's COVID numbers for this Wednesday. The state reporting another 115 cases. Another person has died from coronavirus, this time in Richland County in northeast Montana. The number of hospitalizations stands at 79. Nearly 2,900 Montanans have recovered. I do want to point out the number of tests administered, more than 183,000.
Great Falls Public Schools are ramping up for an unprecedented fall semester. Despite the pandemic, 51 new teachers are slated to start this fall in the district. MTN's Zach Shermley checked in with a few to see how they're feeling.
The clock is ticking for the start of the school year here in the Electric City, with teachers still reeling from the fallout of last spring's online-only semester.
Last year, there was nothing really I could contribute once they called off school.
Paul Jefferson, an in-school suspension tutor at Great Falls High, resigned ahead of the upcoming school year.
So much of what I do is my connections with the kids, and none of that was going to be possible.
I have been teaching at Great Falls High for 31 years, and now it's a pandemic.
Also last semester, retirements from longtime Great Falls High teachers Christina Thiel and Jan Mader.
43 years ago, I came to Great Falls.
Despite the pandemic, district officials tell MTN the turnover is largely on par with any other year. This year's passing of the torch comes with much more uncertainty, especially for special education teachers like Holly Johnson, who will be at Valley View Elementary this fall.
It's an unsure time. We're all going through unsure times with this whole pandemic. As a special ed teacher, our classrooms look a lot different.
22 teachers retired from the Great Falls Public School District last semester, passing the baton to Holly here at Valley View Elementary, along with 50 other new hires for the district. Despite the uncertainty, many new educators tell me they have no other choice but to remain optimistic.
All of us are doing the best we can. So we'll keep things clean and sanitized to keep everybody healthy, and especially as health enhancement, that's our goal.
Health enhancement teacher Molly Harding says she's thankful for the level of communication from the district.
GFPS has done a really awesome job with preparing us for everything, and they've been so great about telling us information and making us feel like we're included in everything.
In July, the district released a draft plan for a mix of face-to-face and remote instruction in the fall, with protections for immunocompromised students and staff members. Regardless of what next school year brings, Holly says she and her students are in this together.
Honestly, the thing that gets me to the next day and that makes my attitude still positive is that just being with my students, just having that one-to-one contact with my students is what is keeping me going.
In Great Falls, Zach Shermley, MTN News.
And the district gives special shout-outs to new teachers every year on social media. You can visit the GFPS Facebook page or our website to learn more.
Development might be stagnant during the COVID-19 pandemic, but the future is bright. Tom Wiley has more on projects that are moving forward and what they mean for downtown growth.
Though the global pandemic has led to an economic downturn, there was reason for optimism at Tuesday night's City Commission meeting.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Nay. And thank you on behalf of the City of Great Falls for the risk takers that are in the audience tonight.
The commissioners unanimously approved tax abatements for 3 local projects currently in development.
I really believe in tax abatements. It's an investment in Great Falls growth. And I think we're really sending a good message that the city will participate with growth even during times like this.
The first is a proposed complex attached to the Milwaukee station that would add 83 market rate apartments, a wine bar, a food court with 4 to 5 restaurants, and a possible gym. The second is a project called the Northern Lofts, which would renovate the second and third floor of the 412 Central Avenue building above the Mighty Mo Brewery into 18 one- and two-bedroom apartments. And the third is a multi-purpose entertainment venue with a large stage, a bar and lounge, and a capacity of 700 occupants going into the vacant units next to Central Avenue Meats. All these projects are in various stages of planning with plenty of hurdles to clear before they become a reality, but the first hurdle is out of the way with city supports, and that bodes well for the future of Great Falls development.
We've been working on downtown revitalization for a number of years now, and these three projects are really the fruition of years of effort to attract high-quality private investment. These projects are very important for the future of downtown, but they also demonstrate private investor confidence in the future of Great Falls and the entire economy of the Golden Triangle.
Tom Wiley, MTN News.
The Milwaukee Station and Northern Lofts projects are being developed by Big Sky Select Properties, while the downtown music venue is being made by STSA Partners. Both developers are based in Great Falls. Well, hopefully you got a chance to get outside for a bit today. We could see some storms popping up. Meteorologist Curtis Grevenance joins us with a first look at the forecast.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Another very nice summer day out there here for a lot of Montana with sunny skies and warm temperatures in the 80s, even to near 90 degrees, but not everybody dealing with the sunshine right now. Some people have some thunderstorms. Let's take a look at the radar here, and you can see some of the thunderstorm activity kind of closer to Interstate 90 here in western and southern Montana. You can see those storms southwest of Helena, south of Lincoln, down there around Deer Lodge and Butte, America, and some of these storms will be drifting northeastward here as we go through tonight. Rain is good. Thunder and lightning, yeah, not bad. The lightning worse than the thunder. You can see all of those lightning strikes over areas that, of course, have a lot of beetle-killed trees in that area. And fire danger will be high. In fact, there is a fire weather watch for Friday for our entire area. That is not good. High fire danger likely here with wind and low humidity. But over the next 36 hours or so, we'll have rounds of rumbles coming through. We'll talk more about Fiery Friday and what a beautiful weekend it will be. That's coming up in the full forecast.
All right, thanks, Curtis. Well, popular Flathead Lake cherries are currently in peak harvest, being sold locally in grocery stores while also being shipped across the world. Munson Fruit Field Representative Brian Campbell says Montana cherries are in high demand this year after harvest officially started on July 25th. Campbell says this year's crop is smaller than years past, with growers expecting to harvest about 1.2 million pounds, but where they lack in quantity, they make up for in quality. Campbell says our long summer days and cool nights, along with a smaller than normal crop, seems to be the perfect recipe for the famous fruit.
With smaller volumes, we're able to time our picking a little bit better, and so we're getting, picking it right at its prime. We don't have to rush and try to get a bigger crop off, and so that helps.
Campbell expects cherry harvest to run through August 12th. You can catch a more in-depth look at the Flathead Lake cherry harvest process coming up tonight at 10 right here on KRTV.
Dozens of salmonella cases have popped up across Montana. Tonight, 16 counties, including Cascade, Hill, Fergus, and Lewis and Clark. It's linked to recalled onions. The onions are from Thomas International out of California. The company issued a voluntary recall on August 1st because they may be contaminated with salmonella. The Department of Public Health and Human Services says if you cannot tell where your onions are from, throw them away. Most people with a salmonella infection start feeling sick 6 to 6 days after eating or drinking something that contains the bacteria and typically recover without needing treatment within 4 to 7 days.
Well, a barn in Sun River is getting a facelift, but it's not just any barn. MTN's Isaiah Dunk takes us there.
The J.C. Adams Stone Barn has been a staple in the Sun River Valley for quite a while. Local rancher J.C. Adams had it completed in 1885, so it's actually older than the state of Montana. With its large size and Romanesque revival architecture, it's said to be the only barn of its kind west of the Mississippi River.
He built the barn mainly to provide horses and cattle to Fort Shaw, which was going strong at that point in time. He came from Kentucky. That's part of the reason why he built such a beautiful big old barn. I noticed the barn almost the first time I drove by it. It just jumps out at you.
The barn fell out of private use in 1979, and it's been registered as a National Historic Place since then. Over the last 4 decades, it's seen numerous restoration efforts, and this week, the most recent one is finishing up. A $10,000 grant from the Montana History Foundation has helped with new red paint for all the wooden surfaces, plus restored window panes and other work.
It's been wonderful, actually. Overwhelming in the sense that, you know, planning the weather, the subcontractors, the supplies, everything's kind of late coming in, but it all came together, so it went really smooth, actually.
And in its heyday, the barn even held roller skate parties and dances for Valley locals up in the hayloft. Its unique size, location, and style make it worth every effort.
The alternative is it not being here any longer, and you know, as it deteriorates, it's just kind of an eyesore. So, you know, raising the money to make this happen or getting a grant to do it is just so important for everybody in this area, as well as the families that live here. Neat history and a lot of fun memories for everybody.
In Sun River, Isaiah Dunk, MTN News.
The J.C. Adams Stone Barn Company is always looking for more help. You can find more information on our website. Still to come, their eyes that tell a story with a look that hits your soul. Tonight, we'll introduce you to a little boy and his parents who refuse to give up.
Welcome. From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Welcome back. Ty McDonald has been known as a tough Montana State football player and cowboy growing up on a ranch in the Geyser area.
But he says he doesn't come close to as strong as his baby boy fighting for his life in Denver as we speak.
MTN's Jenny Fick shares the story of Liam McDonald.
Smiling. Oh my goodness.
This is Liam.
Having a good day.
Liam translates to strong-willed warrior, and it turns out that couldn't be more true. He was born with a serious heart defect and underwent his first open heart surgery at 5 days old.
3 open heart surgeries, 2 other surgeries, cath lab procedures that all require anesthesia, and to still be able to smile at his mom and dad is pretty darn cool.
His eyes just tell a story, and he looks at you and it just like hits your soul.
Following his second stage of heart surgery in March, he was put on ECMO, or life support. The doctors have said that there's no more that can be done for him, but his parents have not and will not give up hope.
Not every institution does specialize in pediatrics. I mean, you're talking about a heart that's, you know, when he was born, it was the size of a walnut. Sometimes a different perspective helps.
Ty made a post on Facebook reaching out for a miracle. At this point, the post has been shared around 16,000 times.
Our need is to get our information out to cardiology expertise folks who are in those fields all across the country.
A cardiac surgeon, a heart transplant team, a kidney transplant team, a pediatric surgeon.
You will need a heart transplant and down the road, a kidney transplant. But before any of that can happen, they have to get on the transplant list.
This whole thing would be one thing if he wasn't there neurologically, if he didn't respond to us every day, but he does every day, and he smiles at us every day. In my eyes, you have one choice, and that choice is to continue to grind. There's only one way to eat an elephant, and it's one bite at a time. I think every parent has a gut feeling on how their kid is doing or not, especially mama. Mama knows he's still fighting, and he's fighting for us, and he's fighting for his sister. In short, he's the toughest cowboy I know.
Someone that has the big guns that can offer him a life, because he's so full of life, and giving up on him is just, it's not a choice. It's not an option. We won't do it.
Did you ever know you could love someone so much?
I didn't until I had Kimber. You kind of get that, oh my God, I didn't know. And then you have him, and it's like, just the thought of losing him just tears you apart. Like, you do anything, like I'd give him my heart if it would fit in his chest. Mm-hmm. If they will give him a heart, I will give him a kidney. I'm the best match for him, and I will give one to him if they will give him a heart.
Jenny Fick for MTN News.
Liam just turned 8 months old.
Holding back some tears here. Hey, we've got some thunderstorms working their way up through the southwestern part of the state. I'll track those in the full forecast next.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Good Wednesday evening to you all. What was a completely sunny and clear day We've got some thunderstorms that are pushing up through southwestern Montana. Looking to the west-southwest here, you can kind of see that thunderhead, the big anvil of the thunderstorm that is currently still well over 100 miles away from Great Falls, but nonetheless, we've got some storms moving in our direction. 92 degrees right now, little northeast wind at about 9 miles per hour, 80s and 90s. Yes, a warm day, a hot day for some, but falling shy of record highs here. The wind, fortunately, not that bad, not that much of an issue here, although near some of those thunderstorms, isolated wind gusts could be upwards of 20-30 miles per hour in southwestern Montana. 18% relative humidity in Great Falls. It is dry. 16% in Cut Bank, 17% in Havre. If we did get a wind, if we did have a little fire sparked, that fire could potentially grow here. And ahead of that expectation of possible fire growth, we've got, again, where you see this tan area here, that's a fire weather watch, a precursor to a red flag warning. That will likely go into effect here Friday afternoon and Friday evening. You can see the thunderstorms moving through the southwestern part of the state. Again, a few of these thunderstorms may hold together as they work across Lewis and Clark County and push into Cascade County and Mark County as well here. So we may have a couple of storms around the Great Falls area a little later on here this evening. Bozeman getting some rain and some storms moving off of the Absarokas and the Beartooth Mountains, heading in the direction of around the Boulder area and Big Timber. Red flag warnings for Idaho, Colorado, Wyoming into Utah, parts of Nevada, Arizona, even Oregon and California. It is fire season here, folks, and we've got a little disturbance that will kick off more thunderstorms here for tomorrow. That's currently over the Oregon area here. That's moving in our direction. And then we have a series of cold fronts that will be coming through, cooling us off, dropping the temperatures for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. However, with those cool downs, the wind will be going up, hence the high fire danger. So future track here tonight, a couple of these thunderstorms again hanging together as it pushes across the Helena area, and we could see a few isolated thunderstorms coming close to Great Falls, maybe out there into parts of Judith Basin County a little later on this evening. Overnight, quiet. Tomorrow, some clouds and moisture already moving in. We'll likely see some thunderstorms, isolated thunderstorms through the morning hours, but in the afternoon and the evening, scattered thunderstorms here. Look at 5:30, storms around Lewistown, around Great Falls, pushing up to the High Line. Some of these storms could be severe. Could even have some storms all the way until about midnight on Friday night here. Storms moving out for Friday morning, and then looking at a windy day for Friday. Tonight, not as cool as the last few nights, but still pretty comfortable out there. Tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms across most of the state here, especially in the afternoon around Great Falls, and then evening hours up along the High Line. And again, some of these storms, the threat is low, but some of these storms could be severe. For Friday, behind the front, very windy conditions, high fire danger, likely red flag warning conditions, temperatures in the 70s and the 80s. Heading into Saturday, another windy day, not too terribly hot, high fire danger again, and Sunday, just right. High pressure, comfortable temperatures, and light wind. Here's the 7-day forecast. Scattered storms tomorrow, and then the fire danger reigns supreme on Friday and Saturday. Enjoy Sunday because the heat is back next week.
Will the Cats and Grizz take the football field this fall? We'll bring you the latest from the Big Sky Conference next.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Well, fans are anxiously awaiting to hear if FCS football will happen.
Right now, sounds like they'll have to wait a bit longer. John Miller is on the story for us tonight.
Will the FCS Fall Championships happen? That is the question. The NCAA was expected to make an announcement Wednesday morning, but instead, once again, punted that decision further down the road. The NCAA is directing individual schools, conferences, and divisions to determine whether or not they could safely host athletic events this fall. But there finally is a deadline. Decisions regarding the postseason must be made by August 21st. that does come with one big caveat. In the press release, the NCAA stated that if 50% or more eligible teams in a particular sport in a division cancel their fall season, there will be no fall NCAA championship in that sport in that division. As of right now, 6 out of 13 conferences have backed out of the fall football season. There are currently 111 eligible teams, and right now, about 70 are still looking at the opportunity to play in the fall. The NCAA also announced for the fall season specific social distancing guidelines in support of moving forward with fall championships and other postseason play if those strict conditions are applied and adhered to. As for the Big Sky Conference and the Bobcats, well, that decision is still up in the air. The Big Sky Conference board will meet tomorrow, and MSU declined to comment until then. But as always, you can stay up to date at montanasports.com. From Bobcat Stadium, John Miller, MTN Sports.
We'll be right back.
Watch out south of Great Falls this evening. There may be an isolated thunderstorm. Tune into the news at 10 for the full forecast. Scattered storms tomorrow, and then very high fire danger, maybe some of the highest fire danger we've seen all year long, coming through Friday and Saturday.
Well, people want their favorite foods during the coronavirus lockdowns. A study conducted by One Poll showed 75% of people turn to their favorite foods to help lift their spirits.
60% chose potato chips, followed by ice cream, candy, pizza, and mac and cheese. 40% say they eat their favorite food every day.
Despite the high number of people going for their favorite foods, 44% say they're spending time in the kitchen learning new recipes.
I'll take pizza and ice cream any day.
Yeah, like a pandemic or not.
All right.
That's all the time we have. Have a great night, and we'll see you at 10.